All right, we are here at 203 Arbor Creek Trail in Dallas, Georgia for a Miss Kima George. Maiden name is Cains. Now we are here to do a repairability assessment on this roof. And before we begin, I want to show you what is going on here. So we have every shingle labeled, and as you can see, there's only one shingle that looks like it has damage right there. So we're going to be replacing that. Now, the shingles that are most likely going to be affected is tab 6C, 7A, 7B, 7C, and all of 8. And I want to show you what these tabs look like. We do have individual pictures, but just for point of reference, right here on the video. Now we do have a control square over here, and we're going to wipe down these shingles because when we're done with the repair, this roof is going to receive wind and rain. We want to show you how the granules are retaining during and after the repair. So you can see, got a nice soft Dyson brush here from a vacuum. So it's a very soft bristled brush, and you can see there's no granules coming off on the control square. And you can see the same thing. Okay. And we'll do that again once the repair attempt is complete. And without further ado, let's get to it. So we have two modes of repairing this roof today. We're going to be using a nail gun and a hammer. The approved tools for replacement and repairs. Putty knife. This one's already loose, obviously. I'm noticing some granules already coming off just doing this. I'm trying to be very careful. It's probably going to be a long video because these shingles do feel very glued down, and I'm going to do my best to get them up without damaging the roof, as a real roofer should. Okay, that was pretty good. We have a slight little bit of some material transfer, not too bad. I'll note that so I can show you guys. Okay, second one is done. That one was successful. All right, now we got okay, 6C is already loosened. 7A is not. Looks like we're getting a little bit of some pieces of material. We are losing a lot of granules, it seems. Could be from where this wind crease is, though. Okay, let's take a look, see what we got here. Looks to be another successful one. Okay, I'm glad that one was a little easier. We are losing a lot of granules. Okay, that one felt good. Okay. Losing a lot of granules here. And we have a little bit of a material transfer. I'm going to show you that when I'm done removing the shingle, just so we can keep going. I'm going to mark where these fasteners are. And watch me how I look for the fastener. I'm going to be very careful when I do this. Okay, we got one. Two. Okay, the shingle tore off the fastener on that one. And it was really close to this other fastener, so they both came out at the same time, it looks like. So we're gonna have to re-nail 7A. I'm gonna put an N right there. And since it's tore through the shingle, we'll just retrieve that once the shingle's off. Right here. Another nail with a bunch of debris right here. So we're gonna see, I'm gonna circle this nail, see if there's any damages, because we do have a lot of material coming out with that nail head. Another one right here. Okay, it tore off. Shingle has torn off the fastener, so damaging that shingle, and there's more material coming off with that one. I'm going to circle that one as well. You can see right here, it's taking some material with it. I think we're good. Let's pull this bad boy out. Oh, I found there's 2 nails. This one was kind of hidden. So this will be our last nail we got to move. Okay, so we got all our nails out. Should just come right out. Definitely seen some material transferring right here. That's where I noticed it. So it looks like it did rip off some material on that one. That looks like it's just a glue stripe. That one has some fiberglass threads. See right here, has some material transferring, and right here you can see the fiberglass threads of the shingle. So it has damaged it a little bit. So we might see that on the other shingles that we can't pull off, is why we're recording that. Okay. So we're gonna lay this one down in our valley right here. By the way, these shingles that are damaged right here by this valley, yeah, that's a big problem. We haven't accounted for the valley liner that they're gonna be disturbing. So the scope from State Farm is way off. Have not accounted for that valley liner at all. Okay, so now we're looking. As you see, I noted something. Just looking. Shingles. See if there's anything we can see damage-wise. There's a nail that we got to pull out. That was the one that we couldn't get out. Let's go ahead and get this guy real quick. We cannot leave that nail in there. Okay, we got the nail out. So all the nails are out now. And you see we have little bits and pieces from the shingles. We have lots of granules. And just bits and pieces all over the place. So it's already showing some signs that this is questionable. You see all these pieces of the shingles that are coming out as we're removing these fasteners. That is typically not a good sign. So we're already starting to see some minor damages, which is not good. All right, let's keep going. All right, we have our similar shingle here. Looks like it fits the size. And we're going to start with our nail gun. And we'll start up here. So we're going to have to refasten this and avoid these keyholes because you don't want water getting into a nail. So you stay away from these areas. We're going to go 2 around these. So instead of using the same hole, we can't do that. be good. Okay, so we did a fastener, 2 fasteners around that hole because we can't use that same hole. And I was trying not to lift the shingle up too high, so here we go. All right. So I do see it's starting to make some creases in this shingle here, which is not a good sign. So that's what happened with the nail gun. Now we're going to use the hammer. We're going to come back and show you guys what's happening. And I got to re-nail this shingle here because that nail came out, it was a little bit too close to the edge. Okay. You see all those granules when I strike, how many there are. There's a lot of granules that have been lost. Just want to make sure it's flush. It's very important that it's not skewed or underdriven. It's got to be flush with the shingle. Okay, so now we're done. And we're going to test this bad boy out, see if it's been a successful repair or if it's done a lot of damage. All right, so for 7C, before I use this, let's go back to the control to show you nothing's changed. You see no granules are coming off, right? Now, let's go right back to 7C. You see that? There's a crease. There's a big crease being formed right here, and here. There's 2 creases now in that shingle. Go to 7B. So there's a crease right here that's being formed. My brush almost took a ride. Okay, 7A. That is a lot of granular loss. It's a ton. And there's a big crease right here now. You can see it on all these shingles. Okay, 6C. Same thing. That is a crease right there. That whole thing right there at the top. Okay, now for 8. Let's go to 8A. Redo these writings. Oops, that's supposed to be a 5. Silly me. Oh man, I can't count today. It's supposed to be a 7. That's better. Okay, so there's a crease right here. This one held through, but there's one right there. So it didn't actually hold through it. Okay, so every one of these shingles has damage sustained to it now. You can see there's tons of granules that came off during that repair attempt. We used reasonable caution. However, that did not stop these damages from occurring. You can very clearly see now there's a difference in these shingles before and after now. This roof is irreparable, and there's a lot of damage on this roof. A lot. We have 52 shingles just on the front slope. And we have 39. You can't read that, but there's 39 back here. There's damages on these slopes here that tie into this valley, meaning valley liner needs to get replaced. We've had to tarp this section because water's coming into the roof. So there is these other variables. This is not a repairable roof. Has over 100 damaged shingles on it. And so with all of that data we have collected, we need to replace this roof.